everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Mai, and today's video is going to be this autumn themed apartment that I have built in the world of San Myshuno. And as you can see, I have already done the floor plan and I already did the bathroom as well because I didn't feel like doing it on camera, so I did it before I started the rest of the build just so that you guys could get a sneak peek as we're building. And I have actually already built in this apartment before. This is where I made my vintage apartment where I kind of utilized a lot of the Cozy Bistro kit items. But when I was imagining this apartment, for some reason, I was thinking of this layout, so it worked perfectly in here, and I'm kind of obsessed with how it turned out. I don't think I've ever made a specific season inspired build, so it was just a great time. Autumn is my favorite season, so it just made sense. And it is getting very chilly where I live, and there's leaves everywhere, and I don't know, it's just the vibe, and Halloween is coming up, and I know that I am due to make the Scorpio themed apartment for my astrology apartment series, but I'm waiting for the Life and Death expansion pack to come out in order to do that, because I think that there's a lot of items in there that will fit really well with the Scorpio theme. So I am really excited for that. And as you can see, we're almost done the entryway. This was the first space that I had in mind, which works great because it's the entryway. But yeah, I just had that image of the little entryway table or hallway table covered in leaves and having that opening into the kitchen with the decorations that came with seasons. So yeah, that was a great place to start off because I just kind of based the rest of the energy of the apartment on that entryway. And we're starting off just a little bit rough in the living room, but I just obviously decided to go with my favorite couch, which is this one from Growing Together, I think. And I loved the texture on this blanket that's draped over the armchair. This armchair is from Cats and Dogs. I don't think I've ever used that swatch, but I loved it so much. The texture on the blanket is just so realistic. It looks actually crocheted and I really like it. I wish that, I don't know, it was easier to match swatches or that there were, I don't know, I just miss Create a Style from Sims 3 because that armchair kind of inspired the rest of the, I guess not the rest of the apartment, but it inspired a lot of kind of red touches, which the red felt a little bit harsh for me, but I decided to go with it because it did kind of match the fall theme, but I would have liked it to be a little bit more muted. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. And for the fireplace, I went with this one from Paranormal Stuff, I think, and I really love it because if you can actually tell on the side of the kind of wood details, there are little shelves with little items in it, and I thought that was a really cute detail, so it was really nice. It also works really nice for an apartment specifically because there's not a lot of storage, so I don't know, having items that have those little nooks and crannies with things in them just feels really realistic, so I am really happy with that choice. And between the two doors, I decided to place a bookshelf, and I chose this one from Cats and Dogs. I'm mixing a lot of different woods in this build. That's also very fall themed. I mean, brown is obviously a fall color, an autumn color, and yeah, I'm trying to kind of push my boundaries when it comes to wood tones because I usually like to just have kind of one wood tone throughout, but I'm encouraging myself to mix it up a little bit sometimes, and yeah, just try matching them, or even not matching them, but just living with a couple of mismatched wood tones. And we're working on the kitchen now, and it's pretty small. It's going to be the kitchen dining because we do have 2 bedrooms, so yeah, it's not a very big space to fit all of that stuff in. But we went with the counters from the Horse Ranch expansion pack, and I thought those were really nice. And the appliances are kind of wacky a little bit because I went with the fridge from Cottage Living, but then the stove from Growing Together. And over here, I thought about adding another kind of entryway table just to hide that really weird body outline. I don't really understand that, but I don't know. It's one of those weird kind of lot trait things that came with San Myshuno or with City Living that you can't remove that. There's a lot of, you know, like that little grate, or you're gonna see in the bedroom, in the primary bedroom, there's a bunch of electrical panels, but basically it is just this weird item or this weird element to the build that is just part of it, so I was trying to find ways to cover it up because it was just a little funky. It is very Halloween themed though, to have just kind of a creepy body outline in your house. And yeah, we're just kind of cluttering up. I finally figured out the layout of the kitchen that I wanted, and I really love all the little kind of gold details or kind of copper details. I think they all look really nice and very, very fall themed. I also just imagine that these people really like to cook, even though their kitchen is a little bit small, they still really like to cook. So I added a cookbook and some spices, a mortar and pestle, so a lot of really nice items. I don't have too many hobby items or skill items in the build except for some in the kids' room, so I guess the kitchen could be the skill building item. And I love what I did over here on the dining table. I figured out that I wanted to kind of create almost a runner on the table made out of these leaves, and then I proceeded to place it on every single surface that we have in the build, but it actually ended up looking so nice and I'm really proud of it. It's obviously it's not like a new innovation or anything, but it looked really nice, and yeah, obviously I liked it a lot because it is everywhere. And just on the fireplace here, I also placed that, and I decided to add more of those pumpkins that I had on the ground. It's kind of a weird, I don't know, I always find the whole pumpkin as a decoration thing a little bit funky because it is going to stink up the place, it is going to rot, but it looks kind of nice. It's like a nice little bright thing to have around the house. And this is our primary bedroom. And I don't know how much it really matches the rest of the house. It is green compared to the rest of the houses, or of the apartments, kind of more red-orange vibe, but I do still think that it is really cozy and it's really nice, and I'm really proud of it. I like how it turned out. I don't think it's my favorite room in the house or ever, but I don't know, I like it. It is cozy and it is nice. Obviously it might be a little bit uncomfortable because the bedroom is all the way over here and the bathroom is like through the kitchen, through the living room, but I don't know, it's just one of those things. It happens sometimes, and I didn't really decorate it too deeply right now. I will add a few more bits and bobs in post-production, but all in all, overall, I kept it pretty simple. I didn't want it to be too much. It's also not that big of a room, so I didn't want it to be so cluttered that you like can't get around it all, but I did try to add some nice art pieces just to make it feel a little bit loved. And here we are working on the second bedroom, which is going to be my favorite room because I do end up adding a lot of little details in here. It just kind of flowed. Sometimes it comes out, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, this bedroom turns out super cute, and over here I did a little not trick, but I did this in my split level house build where I used this like bookshelf shelf, or not bookshelf shelf, this bookshelf as a nightstand next to the bed. I was gonna say table. I'm all over the place today. I have been burning a candle for the first time, and I don't know if you know this, but whenever you burn a new candle, you have to like wait it out so that it burns completely even. Or else it's going to tunnel every time that you burn it afterwards. So for some reason that is throwing me off because it's throwing off my schedule. Anyways, I did that weird bookshelf as a nightstand in my split level house build and it looked really cute, so I decided to do that here, and it is such a nice little detail. I don't know why, I think it just kind of gives off the vibe that the person that uses that nightstand is just a really cozy and really nice person. I don't know why, I don't know, I think it kind of gives off the illusion that they're probably a bookworm, they like stories, they're probably very creative or something. I don't know, it's just a nice little personality. It's not just a nightstand, it's a bookshelf. And I obviously had to give them a typewriter, and I also end up giving them a piano, or a keyboard actually, because I feel like this room could either be for a child sim or a teen sim, and I wanted to give them a hobby item that could work for both ages so that they can kind of age with the room instead of having to like change everything around once they grow up. So I decided to use that keyboard, which actually came with City Living, so it is in its home. And I added a couple of posters and decorations, a lot of plants around, and just to kind of, you know, make it feel loved and lived in. and it turned out so nice. Like, it's actually my favorite room in the house. So yeah, just adding a few more little bits and bobs again, because yeah, I just wanted it to feel realistic more than anything. I love when my builds are realistic. I don't know, obviously have to keep it within reason with The Sims. Not everything in The Sims can be realistic, but I try. And yeah, here we have our entryway. We're at the screenshots now, if you can't already tell, and you can just see any little extra details that I added, like those flower decorations behind the TV. I think they look really nice and add a little bit of brightness and color to the walls, because, I mean, the base of the house, so like the wallpaper and the flooring, it's all pretty dark, so adding those pops of color are really nice. And here we have our kitchen. I did hang a couple of these lanterns on the ceiling, which also came with seasons, that, yeah, just also add to the whole fall vibe. I wonder if they changed the entire house, like with each season, or if it's just autumn all the time in here. But yeah, here we have our bathroom, which is really cozy and pretty basic. There's not much to it. Gets the job done. Here we have our primary bedroom, the final look. I added some more of those leaves and a couple of pumpkins in here. So yeah, so that it felt a little bit more fall. And here we have the last space that we're going to see, my absolute favorite room in the house. I think it turned out so perfect. My vision was fulfilled. I hope you enjoyed this build as much as I did. Bye buds, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. Comment and share with your friends. Talk to y'all soon. Bye!